It was Auntie Hatchet who taught Piper the ways of the keysmith from her very own toolkit that she has carried across all these centuries of time. From the days of temple keys and Spartan locks, to the crucibles of Helgo and the push keys of Stockholm, Auntie Hatchet has honed her craft and updated her toolkit year into year into year into year until now here, where she is able to assist with passcodes and retina scans, with key cards and cryptographics too. Suffice it to say that Auntie Hatchet has learned a thing or two about the illusion of security, most born from the fear that one's other despising might live in the mirror. And it is for this reason that Auntie Hatchet taught Piper the table saw and the digital lathe, along with dialectical behavior therapy and somatic experiencing. She taught Piper to listen very carefully to the way the tumblers fall inside of a combination lock, and to do the very same thing with the human heart. Piper learned iron smelting and strategic drilling on the same day that she learned to ask, "Are you looking for advice, or do you just need to vent?" She learned the ways of lock popping and picking, jimmying too. And she learned to keep precious secrets without need of locks or keys, because who, after all, would know better than Piper the fragility of a thoroughly hackable world? Piper drives a cute lime green truck with a side door that opens out into a little workshop. She knows everyone across 3 towns because she is the maker of keys, the grantor of access, the envy of thieves. The people of these towns, they ask for every type of key, as you might imagine. Skeletons for long forgotten cellar doors, small dimple keys for jewelry boxes, or zipper keys for diaries kept in much too deep of secret. Though most requests are for house spares and the perfect bit to fit the keyway that makes love stay, of course. Piper serves as many friends as she does travelers unknown, so she wasn't surprised to see a stranger's face approach her little truck, though this face admittedly was specifically strange in that it was, in fact, shape-shifting. "Don't take him if he asks," Mercury, Piper's cousin and part-time helper, said, as a man in a crooked derby and an ill-fitting cream-colored linen summer suit made his way towards their cute lime green truck, dragging one foot and then the other behind him, as if he could not decide which one needed the dragging. "Can you take me?" the shapeshifter asked, clearly straining to keep one head in place at a time. "No," Mercury said, "we're out of keys." "Of course we can take you," Piper said. "I can see your other heads moving under your jacket, dude," Mercury said, as the late afternoon sun tilted even sharper under the tiny awning over their little workshop. "Who are you?" Mercury asked. "I need a key," the man said, just as a seam in his jacket split open to reveal a serpent's head in the shape of a lion. Excuse me," the snake man said. It's just a little indigestion." He made a fake burp, which split another seam open, and scaly head of a bull poked right through. You're a shape-shifting snake, Mercury said, in the way that one does when it is painful to not speak of the obvious. I still need a key, the man said, and the seams in his suit popped open even deeper, and his head bobbed and weaved unevenly in the orange setting sun. Wait, Mercury said. I know who you are. I do. You're Kronos, a snake with 3 heads, one in the shape of a man, a lion, and a bull. That's who you are. I still need a key, the snake man said. What kind of key do you need? Piper asked. I need a key for a very, 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 very old wind-up clock, Kronos said. Once I set back the time on it and stop it for a few minutes, I need to get it going after that, wind it up and let it go again. Oh, was the first key a barrel or a sidebar key? Piper asked. There was never a first key. The clock was made to track eternity, Kronos said. You want a do-over, Mercury pointed at Kronos. That's what you're looking for, a do-over. You know something? A lot of people come here looking for a do-over, but in your case, it's all of time you want to do over, isn't it? Isn't it? Not exactly, Kronos said. But what exactly? Piper asked. Kronos' heads continued to bob and weave as the last threads of day stranded through the streets. Your world, Kronos began. Your world it belonged to Fortuna. It was her favorite. Of all the hundreds of worlds she kept on her glorious galactic necklace, your iridescent blue marble of a world was the one that she kept at the very, very center. At one time, Fortuna talked about your world more than she talked about any of the others, more than she talked about anything else. She spoke constantly of the great beauty of your glorious blue and green oceans, of your majestic mountains and your painted skies, your unprompted cycles. She waxed endlessly poetic on the complexity between polar ice caps and your tropic thunders. She admires your minds and hearts very much. I mean, the beauty of your arts, really, it's unprecedented. The way she spoke of you is what made me fall for her. She changed her mind, though? Piper asked. No, she didn't. Not about you. That's the thing. That's what I want to fix. That's what I need to fix. You see, thousands of years ago, Fortuna and I were a little, drunk. And we were dancing, roughhousing, I think they call it. Having fun. We were having fun. And your gem of a world, your magnificent blue marble, it came loose from her necklace. And it went bouncing across the floor and out the French doors, and it spiraled over the balcony into my catacombs, into my machine, into my time mainframe. Kronos stopped to take a swig from a water bottle in his pocket. Your world was a paradise, he said. Before me, before that night, your world was paradise. And her wheel, Fortuna's wheel, she gave it to you. She gave it to your world because she wanted you to have every benefit of fate, to be able to unearth every manner of knowledge. She wanted you to have the wheel, and she gave it to you, and it's still here. But its greatest promise is constantly embattled by the suffering caused by the conditions of time. The time I created for others, other worlds, other systems, other beings entirely. And I need to stop that clock. Right at the minute before your world is lost, and make sure that it never happens at all. She never forgave you, did she? Mercury asked. No, she didn't, Kronos said. But I want to make it right for the sake of itself. Not that I expect you to believe it. It just happens to be true. Well, Piper said, beginning the process of closing the workshop as she spoke. It's a little late in the day for something like this. Kronos stood right where the navy sky of evening began to fill the cul-de-sac. His tongue darted in every direction around his body, covered still in the torn linen summer suit that had not been much of a disguise to begin with. Well, I hope you will consider my request, he said into Piper's unreadable demeanor. I will, Piper said, and left it at that. Kronos tipped his hat, it didn't really fit any of the heads, and left, dragging one foot and then the other behind him. Fortuna's a little young for him, isn't she? Mercury asked. Piper shrugged. Well, they are both fully grown, consenting gods. Yeah, for sure, Mercury said, for sure. But I mean, she's a little young there for the father of time and all, isn't she?